Hello, let's get started. Create a new document. Width must be 1200 pixels. Height 800 pixels. Choose RGB color mode. Name your document accordingly and press Create. Firstly, let's add colors, which we are going to use later. Here you can see 4 colors and their RGB codes. Take rectangle tool and make a square by holding Shift key on keyboard. Select our square and by holding Alt and Shift keys, drag it down with Selection tool or black arrow. Press Command D or Ctrl D to automatically repeat previous actions. Type color codes for each square in Color panel. You must choose RGB mode from panel's options. I delete these now, we don't need them anymore. Select all rectangles, go to Swatches panel and choose New Color Group from the options. Leave 2 checkboxes unchecked. Our colors are in swatches now. I delete colors which I am not going to use. Now go to View, Rulers, Show Rulers. Drag horizontal ruler to the edge of artboard. If you cannot select the guide, then go to View, Guides, Unlock Guides. Now select Guide and press Enter. Type 0 to horizontal position and 533 to the vertical. Click OK. Now drag vertical guide to artboard's edge. Press Enter and type 600 to horizontal position and 0 to vertical. OK. Go to View, Guides, Lock Guides. Also go to View, Rulers, Hide Rulers, so they do not disturb. Now go to the View, Perspective Grid, 1-point perspective, normal view. We got default 1-point perspective grid. Adjust it in same way I did. When you see small cross near cursor, it means you can drag the grid. Place it to the left down corner, like this. You don't have to be very precise. Now take the white ball in the middle and drag it to the vertical guide. And now align with the horizontal guide, like this. Align your grid like this. Now rename the layer in Layers panel. Name it Road. Take Rectangle tool, choose dark gray color. On this small perspective widget, activate Horizontal Grid by clicking lower side of the cube. Draw a road. Take Direct Selection tool, select right corner and drag by holding Shift key to the central guide. Select our triangle with black arrow and pick Mirror tool. By holding Alt key, click to the bottom anchor point. Choose Reflect vertically and click Copy. Select two sides in Layers panel by holding Shift. Go to Pathfinder panel and click Unite. Something wrong. Let's check. If you have same defect, then pick right arrow, select an anchor point which is away from a vertical guide, and holding Shift key, drag it towards vertical guide. Now Unite command worked. So, now create a new layer, name it Street. Lock the road layer. And let's draw our houses. Pick Rectangle tool, choose gray color. Activate Left Grid by clicking Cube's left side. Start drawing left side of the street. Draw narrow sides of houses. Draw right side of the street too. Now choose lighter gray color and draw front sides of buildings. In order to do it, you must choose No Active Grid by clicking to the area around the small cube. Start drawing front sides from the bottom anchor points. There must appear pink word Anchor. If this happened, bring this rectangle to the back in Layers panel. Activate Draw Behind mode. Now, all new objects will appear behind. Now we draw a couple of buildings without perspective in front. Draw it with the same color you just did. Don't choose lighter one as I did. Align new buildings to the horizontal guide. If you have same mistakes, repeat my actions. I select with white arrow 2 anchor points and drag them up, holding Shift key. Now we draw windows. Choose turquoise color, rectangle tool and draw small square by holding Shift. Select it, hold Shift and Alt and drag it to the side. Press Command D about 6 times. Now select all squares, group them. Drag down holding Alt and Shift. Click Command D several times. Group all windows. Copy them in Edit, Copy. Select a building, go to Edit, Paste in Front. You got a copy of Windows, which is already positioned right in front of building. You just have to move it. Now click Isolate Selected Object. Select Extra Windows with Direct Selection tool, white arrow, and press Backspace 2 times. By pressing Delete 2 times, you make sure that there is no lonely anchor points left, if your selection is not precise. Now leave Isolation mode. Move with black arrow windows to align if you need to. Repeat for all buildings. Select building, go to Edit, Paste in Front, move Windows group with the black arrow, enter Isolation mode, delete excess windows with white arrow pressing 2 times Delete. Align your windows. Okay, this was one of the methods of making windows. Now try second method. Choose Rectangle tool and activate Left Grid. Now you can draw windows in perspective. From the Tools panel, find Perspective Grid tool and long-click on it. Choose Perspective Selection tool. Holding down Shift key, select both windows with Perspective Selection tool and drag down holding Alt and Shift. Press Command D to repeat this action. Now, draw a window with Rectangle tool. Select with Perspective Selection tool, hold down Alt and Shift keys and drag window. Select all windows, drag down with Alt and Shift, press Command D several times. Repeat in the same manner. Now we got all our windows done. Let's turn on light on some of them now. With Direct Selection tool, right arrow, select randomly few windows on each building. Color them yellow. Okay, we have light in our windows now. Now, create a new layer and name it Sky. Place this layer below all layers. Choose Rectangle tool, deactivate Perspective Grid, and click to any point at artboard. Type 1200 to width field, 800 to height, and press OK. Align rectangle with Align panel. Make sure there is Align to Artboard option selected. Go to Gradient panel. Choose Linear Gradient. Type 90 to Angle field. Now drag pink color from swatches to replace black color and darker blue to replace white. Click Reverse Gradient button so pink color were at the bottom. Drag the gradient slider from the middle to about 75% position. Add the gradient to swatches. Now lock the sky layer, select Street layer, and in Layers panel menu, choose Duplicate Street. Lock Street layer, select Street copy layer, go to Pathfinder menu, and choose Unite. Now assign our sky gradient to the whole layer. Now open Transparency panel and choose Overlay Blending Mode. Looks good already. Now go to the View, Perspective Grid, Hide Grid. In Gradient panel, edit an angle, type 90. Now lock Street copy layer and unlock Road layer. Draw a rectangle of same color as the road. Now I edited gradient a bit. Do it if you wish. Hide Street copy layer so you can see original color of the buildings. Unlock Street layer and select buildings in front and change their color to the dark gray. Now our front houses became more visible. Now let's create a reflection of the street on the road. Copy two layers, Street and Street Copy. Select with Shift both copied layers and group objects on them. Everything is grouped on a higher layer. You can delete the empty one. Go to Object, Transform, Reflect. Choose Horizontal Axis and click OK. Move this layer downwards. Move our reflections down. Gradient has lost overlay mode. To fix it, select Group with Gradient and in Transparency panel assign Overlay Blending Mode again. I delete with white arrow these windows here. Place the layer with reflection under two layers. Name it Reflection. Go to View, Hide Edges. Go to Transparency panel and change opacity to about 34%. Now we need to mask objects which are outside of the artboard. Unlock all layers, select Sky Rectangle, copy it, go to Road layer, paste in front copy of Sky. Delete Fill Color. Select whole layer and go to Object, Clip in Mask, Make. Parts of the road outside the artboard have disappeared. Repeat the same for 3 upper layers. To make layer mask, you can also press Command 7 on keyboard. So, our simple but trendy cityscape is done. I hope it was somehow useful for you. Thank you for watching. Please put your likes, dislikes, comment and subscribe. See you in next videos.